Mr. Leighton Stone.
Good afternoon. Good to be
afternoon.
back.
I'm good to have you here. I wanted to ask you, how do you pronounce your name?
Leighton.
Leighton. All right, Leighton. Well, so tell me, how long you've been doing real estate?
Sure. So this is year 16 for me. Super exciting.
Damn.
It's been a long journey. So I started out as an intern, basically helping process closing paperwork, doing commissions, working a front desk at a Remax back in Massachusetts. Yeah, came down here, got a scholarship to get my real estate license. Went through that course and passed, and a couple of years later, actually activated my license and started selling. So it's been 11 years of selling at this point, and loved every minute of it. And now I'm not only a full-time sales agent, but our coach in the office as well.
Yeah. So you've been doing it a long time. You have a great track record. You've won several awards. You have the longest titles that I've ever seen on LinkedIn.
Yes,
Every time I look Leighton up, he puts all his certs. It's like MBA, EBP, FR. It's just like 6 of them in a row.
Yep.
And I was like, this guy's legit.
We have a lot. We worked hard towards it.
No, definitely. But you've been doing this for a while, and it's been really good. What advice do you have for younger agents?
Sure, that's a great question. I think the biggest thing that you need to do is follow up. I think a lot of agents are really good at taking whatever lead is presented in front of them and then working it to death. However, what's happening in that meantime is all the people who were interested a couple of months ago and are kind of waiting, whether it be for credit, whether it be to, wait until a lease expiration, they kind of forget about them. And then because they're forgotten, they might go to another agent. So the best advice that I would say is making sure that you're following up and building a proper follow-up plan as part of that as well.
No, yeah, I think that's definitely good advice, 110%. I wanted to also, because going from somebody that did real estate in the beginning, right, when before the digital boom, right, because you did real estate before Instagram was a thing, right?
Absolutely. When I first started working in real estate, my job was to print out all of our listings from the MLS every week. So that way clients or customers who came in during the week would have a physical binder that they could look through.
Wow.
Of
So people back then actually came and walked in into the brokerage?
This would have been 2009, 2010.
Yeah. I didn't think people had iPhones back then either. 2009?
No, I think the iPhone came out.
Like 2012 or 2011 or something like that.
Came out, I think, 2010, 2011. I think
you're
right.
This was just before.
So it was very different.
So we didn't probably way different back then.
Yeah, and we didn't have consumer sites like Zillow that were really super prominent yet either. So that was a big thing. I remember during that time too, we didn't have internet on our phones yet either. If you did, it was quite a luxury at the same time. It cost you a lot to be able to have that kind of a plan. So yeah, it's a big change, but it's been kind of good progressive change in my opinion anyway.
It's so would you say it's completely different now doing real estate in 2025 now versus 2009?
I would, yeah. I really enjoy having access to these digital platforms. It actually makes it easier for us on the real estate side of things. Clients who have the access to sites like Zillow and can do all of this back-end research up front, it really allows them to kind of, I guess, feel less removed from the process. They feel like they're an equal with you, and then therefore can kind of contribute a little bit more and work as a team a little bit better. So I've loved having the digital age kind of increase our productivity as agents through that as well.
Do you think that some of the advice that the older agents give to the newer agents isn't relevant anymore? Like some of the methods and techniques?
I do. I think door knocking used to be a really prominent thing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I would appreciate as much somebody knocking on my door.
I don't think I would. I would look at my ring and then see Leighton. I'm like, what is this guy? Who is he? I'm not going to answer.
Exactly. And, it's just one of those generational things. I think a lot of people in our age bracket probably think the same way and say, no, I'm good. I don't need you to come and, knock on my door. So I think that's something that's kind of fading. But I do think if you're hearing about open houses, that's still a great opportunity to really make some money.
Open houses?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So you help the newer agents that come into Keller Williams, and they kind of do a mentorship under you their first 3 transactions, right?
5.
5 transactions. Okay. So what have you seen work for them? and
Sure.
getting their 5 transactions.
Anybody who's really deep diving into the training and kind of just making it their own. I think a lot of agents are really good at taking the information and then kind of digesting it and going back and saying, okay, well, I liked this aspect of the training, but I didn't like this aspect. I think agents have become really good at picking the things that they're good at and not good at, and saying, I'm just only going to focus on the things that are really, really my strength, and kind of launching them into success through that. Whereas I think there are other agents who maybe aren't getting the training are kind of trying to do everything at once and then maybe just floundering a little bit too much and not achieving the goals that they had intended to.
So as far as these, so how many like recruits, I guess, do you have underneath you right now?
Sure. Currently 34.
34 brand new agents, right? So these are freshly licensed.
Correct.
And their first
5.
year pretty much in the
Pretty
industry.
much. Yep.
So out of these 30 plus agents, what has been the method that they've used to get a client from client to close, from lead client close?
Sure. I would say a majority of them are doing open houses. That's where we've had the most success in terms of getting buyers. One other thing is social media. I think that's always a good thing. Hey, I'm now in real estate. I'd love to have your support, family and friends as part of that, and then getting leads through that. Yeah, we do have people who own and operate other businesses as well, and then are kind of finding people through that. But I would say primarily it's either social media or open houses.
And when you say social media, it's someone that already knew them or has met them before?
Yep,
Okay,
correct. And
okay.
so think Instagram followers,
So like
Facebook
a prior
friends.
relationship person.
Right, correct.
Gotcha. Anyone brand new that somehow they found a lead out in the street or something like that, or just
It's a good question.
normal daily living?
We have had some people, we had somebody find one at a grocery store one time.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, just shopping. And I can't think of anything off the cuff, but...
And that led to a closing, the grocery store person?
Yeah.
Wow. So this person found somebody at a grocery store and then said that they do real estate in line or something like that?
Yeah, it started at, conversation, oh, those are nice grapes. And then, just kind of turned into something further.
Make sure y'all telling everybody that you do real estate.
Yeah, I love it.
Wow. So where did you go to school at?
Sure. So I have a little bit of a lengthier educational background. Grew up in Massachusetts in a small town on the coast. Started high school there. Came down to Virginia to get a bachelor's degree. Ended up getting 2. One in finance, one in business administration. Went on past that and got a master's in business administration. And then continued, got a degree from Cornell in data analytics, and then finished with a master's from Vanderbilt Law School. We've done a lot over the last couple of years.
Why did you go into real estate after all that?
I think real estate is so nice in terms of being able to not only help our clients and kind of allow us that freedom of schedule that we always kind of talk about at the same time, but I think it's really rewarding at the same time. It's one of those jobs that allows you flexibility and still gives you a great sort of source of income and I guess fulfillment as part of it too.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I have another question actually that I've always wanted to ask more seasoned agents. How do you feel about the real estate lingo that people and these titles that people put on people, as in like this person's a mega agent? What does that mean to you when someone's a mega agent?
I actually love the titles. For me, it always gives me something to look up to and look forward to. So, things like think luxury agent. With Keller Williams, a luxury agent is considered. We sold 4 houses above a $700,000 value in our area, and then you earn the KW luxury status. So for me, something like a mega agent, typically somewhere 12 million or above in volume annually would be my guess.
12 billion, you said?
Million.
Oh, million.
Million, yeah.
I was like,
12
billion.
Yeah. And,
Damn.
average agent probably sells 2.4 million a year. So 12 million is probably pretty consistent.
Is that metric defined anywhere, or is that just something that you've come up with?
In our area, that's roughly what it is. Outside of that, I actually don't know.
So it changes from area to area?
Correct.
Interesting.
Yep. It's all based on sales price, number of units, that kind of thing.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so mega agent would typically be somewhere, in my mind, 12 million or above, but it gives me something to look forward to. How do I become that luxury agent? How do I become that mega agent? It's always something exciting for me.
That's awesome. I've always wondered that because I hear all these titles, and I always wonder what what defines the title? You know what I mean? Because it feels like a loose term to me that anyone can say they're a mega agent.
Right. I would agree with that.
Does that happen sometimes, you think?
I think there's definitely some overinflation. Yes.
Or like I feel like some people would like have reached mega agent status 10 years ago and then they're not a mega agent anymore for sure, but they just
I would agree with that as well. Yes,
that happens
absolutely.
Also. Do you how do you feel about the real estate drama? Do you feel like that happens sometimes in this industry?
So I think it's really interesting to watch shows like Selling Sunset or something similar to that. We don't really have that kind of drama in our industry, which is kind of a nice thing at the same time. Of course, there's drama anywhere, but it's not to the same extent as we would see on TV. So for me, I kind of enjoy a much more professional environment than what we see on TV.
But you've experienced real estate drama before in your
Absolutely.
career?
Yes, absolutely. Can't go into,
I'm not going to ask any specifics, but I was just wondering.
Yep, absolutely.
That's funny. And I always hear stories. That's why I'm saying, because like I've pretty much every office I've been to, I've heard some level of drama that occurred within the office or something that happens. I think it's funny just asking people that.
Yeah.
But another question that I have for you, right? What do you expect within these next 5 to 6 years in this industry?
Sure.
With the involvement of AI completely changing the way people make content creation, things like Canva, all these digital tools that people are pretty much open to the public, right?
Sure.
And then agents that use these tools versus agents that don't use these tools.
It's a great question. So in the last couple of years, just in our area alone, we've lost 63% of real estate agents. That's a huge number.
That's a lot. I didn't even know that.
It's a fascinating number.
63%.
I think as part of that too, not only was it interest rates going up, not only was it low inventory and people being more competitive in terms of overpaying for houses and pushing other people out of the market and not being able to earn what you used to be able to earn. But I think as part of that, it's kind of kept the agents who are willing to be more adaptable in terms of that kind of technology. So the use of Canva, I actually published a book through Canva and made it entirely on Canva. I think it's an amazing tool. All you have to do is drag and drop things and then just put in your content. It is super, super helpful.
That's really awesome.
I love using it for that reason. For the kind of AI side of things, I think it's going to become a more and more valuable tool. Not only can it help you write better listing descriptions, not only can it help you create better ideas that are more geared towards yourself as a performing agent. I think it's going to be kind of a revolutionary change in our real estate industry if you use it correctly.
I think that's a key point if you use it correctly, because there is some sort of a learning curve to it. I feel like.
Yep.
Like I even use it for these videos. You know, I upload stuff into Opus AI, and then it literally takes this 15-20 minute long podcast video and then uses AI to analyze the entire clip. And then from that clip, it'll give me shorts out of it or reels out of it without me even doing anything.
I love that. That's very cool.
And then it has some little tweaking. You got to fine tune it a bit, but it makes it so easy. And then it does like the cool, where, you know, this is like a landscape video. It changes it to 9:16 for TikTok or Instagram, whatever, and then adds those little pop-out words that really grab people's attention.
Very cool. I did not know that existed. Yeah. So that's very cool.
Another AI thing that people use.
See, and we all have things to learn about it too, which I think is part of the reason that we've hired you, and, you know, hopefully we'll develop all of our businesses as part of it.
Definitely. So. But it was great having you on, Leighton.
I appreciate
I loved hearing about your past. Dude has a master's degree in law from where again?
From Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt, like what the heck? And then I just loved hearing about you.
I appreciate it.
This guy has definitely helped propel my real estate career and helped me pretty much get from the ground up and here in this metro, because I wasn't from here. I was from California, and I just thank you, man.
Absolutely, thank you. All right, bye, audience.
Bye.
Thanks, sir.